Last week I was saying wear TWAB because we're released on the whole entirely wrong day. Now I'm saying wear TWAB because it's so damn early. Now, so basically getting into it, there's a little bit of stuff they develop. They want basically tell us start there. Okay, let's start that from the top. Hello again. From the top, we see that they basically give us a little bit of a heads up as the stuff going on. Let's see. Trusted Scion has been exploring the mines of Lucent Tower. Search for clues what the Lucent Brood are planning. Final Scion battleground has been revealed in the moon. Salon is calling for Guardians to stop whatever the Hive have planned. Blah, blah, blah. So basically also Iron Banner is here. And now power-enabled 6v6 and a bunch of, a bunch of stuff. They give us a little heads up about the new weapons available for Iron Banner first that you can get your hands on this week if you haven't saved Iron Banner bounties post. But going into the important stuff, a lot of the stuff they cover is the dates going on to the season. Basically some of the big happenings that people want to catch their eyes on just in general. So they give us a whole list. March 15th, this most recent Tuesday, Iron Banner in the new Psyos Battlegrounds location has happened. Next week, we'll be getting legendary Psyos Battlegrounds as well as Vow of the Disciple challenges. So, like Templar Challenge, Atheon Challenge is coming to Vow. Then, the week after that, the week after that, during the weekend, we'll get our first Trials Lab, which is the Zone Capture mode. Blech. Then April 5th, we'll have Grandmaster Nightfalls officially dropped. That's the Tuesday following. That Friday following, we'll have Trials Labs for Freelance mode again. And then that following Tuesday, on the 12th, we'll have a new Iron Banner. Then, at the same time, Vow of the Disciple Master difficulty will drop the next week after that. Then, that following Friday, Trials Labs will go to Capture Zone again. Then, during May 3rd to the 24th is the official drop date for Guardian games, so that's the 3 weeks we're expecting that for. May 6th, we'll have Trials Freelance on a community-voted map. I'm not sure if they actually say what it is, but, Then on May 10th, another Iron Banner, possibly the last of the season, as well as May 20th being the last Trials Labs likely for the season, with both Freelance and Zone Capture available. So stay tuned to the next week in Destiny, as well as various other things from Destiny the game to keep an eye out as things unfold. So, that's an important screenshot to keep if you want to know what's happening, specifically for stuff like Guardian games and when Grandmasters go live. Now, the next thing they talk about is weapon crafting, specifically its resources. Now, apparently a lot of people have been complaining, as they do, in saying that crafting is a little bit broken. And while there are some elements that are broken, these are some things that I don't really understand what they're doing right now. I kind of get why, but I don't understand why they didn't give it more than one season. So, they basically tell us that over the past few weeks, Guardians have been crafting stuff. As with all things Destiny, the team has been keeping an eye on conversation around crafting, plan next step, and looking towards the future. Got a hotfix coming next Tuesday with a few minor changes and some commentary and feedback items that the team will be looking to address in future passes. So, basically, since the launch of Witch Queen, we've been watching some feedback on crafting currencies required for specific traits. One piece of feedback in particular deals with the crafting element caps, as some players have been maxing out their elements frequently. Starting next Tuesday with hotfix 4.00.4, we'll be increasing elemental caps for things like Adroit, Ruinous, and all that from 250 to 1,000, quadrupling its cap. And for neutral element, the cap will move from 8,500 to 10,000. Not much of an increase there, but it's still an increase. But then at the same time, next season altogether, they will be removing Ruinous, Adroit, Mutable, Drowned, and Energetic elements from the pools. Only neutral elements will be the thing. So there'll be no special raid elements, there'll be no unique perk combination elements needed, nada. It will just be neutral and Ascendant Alloy, I believe they have. Now, the initial goal for these currencies were to sustain the interest in non-crafted weapon drops and to retain the chase of weapons with well-rolled perks in a post-crafting Destiny 2. The desire was that the player would continually chase for combinations such as Subsistence plus Rampage to fuel their crafting progression through the deep sight weapon completions. While not the only reasons we're removing specific currencies, there were two design challenges pre-launch that made elements ineffectual. We initially had a currency perk per trait, e.g. to craft Rampage, you need a weapon that was deep sight with Rampage. However, due to technical and usability items, too many currencies to track, for example, we opted to heavily simplify the element currencies to the handful we shipped at launch. This unfortunately resulted in a decreased interest in chasing a specific trait perk element. Ascendant alloys, the exotic quality crafting material that can be found through high-end content or purchased from a whole for a high price, made the remaining condensed elementals obsolete. The Ascendant alloy currency was added after we had already condensed the elements, and we were unable to resolve the experimental issues between these two currencies prior to launch. Specific elements such as Ruinous and Adroit became redundant and in some cases in conflict with Ascendant alloys and neutral elements, so we're removing them altogether. Since launch, we've been watching player conversation and keeping tabs on backend data. While we don't have any specifics to share for future changes, we did want to make note of a few areas we're looking at, so this is important for some of you. The areas they're looking to add more player control over deep sight weapon unlocking of weapon patterns, so it probably won't be so random and maybe not so numerous to get weapon patterns, specifically maybe for raid ones too, but as well continuing to monitor deep sight weapon stockpiling, acquisition rates and progression, as well as resonant alloy acquisition rates and behavior. So yeah, you hear that? They know of you just throwing tons of red weapons in the vault for the future. They're probably going to make those time out or something eventually. Who knows? Maybe because it's kind of cheating. If you're not doing it, then you're just saving for no reason. We're also discussing feedback around reshaping costs for those who wish to experiment more frequently with their trait selections. So that's likely the more times you adjust a trait, the cheaper it will be or something. Possibly. And of course, many thanks to everyone who has been putting in the feedback. That is always worth it. Now, a hotfix in the pipe. Like I said, there's a hotfix that is going out, I think, next week. Yep, next Tuesday on March the 22nd. Point 4 will be released, and this is the uptime, downtime for that. Now, some other details I want to cover. Bungie rewards. If you have completed Vow of the Disciple as of this most recent Tuesday, this video is going live on the 17th. As of the 15th, if you finished Vow of the Disciple, start to finish, and killed Rolk, players who completed the Vow of the Disciple raid by March 15th at 10 a.m. will have until March 31st in order to order the raid jacket this time around. Now, for known issues, they're continuing to investigate it, but this is a brief one. The Synaptic Fanatic Triumph may not unlock for some characters after unlocking 25 artifact mods, but they do believe that if you go to alternate characters to complete this triumph, do it. Make sure you complete them on every character, because, it's across every character. But some issues as well. Armor offered by vendors have low stat rolls. This includes tower vendors as well as Xur. I was beginning to think that wasn't a problem because it took them so long to actually address this issue. For 3 weeks, we've had only 48 stat rolled random weapons, or random armor. I thought that was intentional because no one else noted that. But regardless, we're continuing to investigate increase in Marmot arrows. Season 15 Pathfinder and Season 14 Lightkin armor sets no longer available to equip as ornaments if previously unlocked via armor synthesis. The yellow color for subtitles on the PS5 platform either isn't noticeable or doesn't appear anymore and only shows white text. Stupid PlayStation. Players who go flawless in trials aren't receiving post-win reports or rewards. Mementos aren't dropping for players in Trials of Osiris. Players aren't receiving credit for Vow Disciple raid carries. Some players can't change their Bungie name, and the One of Us emblem doesn't appear in collections. Per the usual, for a full list of emergent issues and as well as the help forums, if you wish to report something or see what other things are wrong. So that is mostly everything, as the rest of this is all movies of the week and lots of funny little things. A lot of people commenting on how tall and how Roll, kicks. But aside from that, that is everything. Let's see. Well, there's a strong stance. Okay, I think that's just much tips from that. Now, let's see, and a quick note before we go, the team is finalizing a list of players who qualify for the Vow of the Disciple Contest Mode emblem, likely to be distributed with the next week. Expect more news from Bungie Help. So I think that means they are checking to see who actually finished it. Since Contest Mode was extended past the initial 24 into 48 hours, it might not have actually worked effectively to give people their emblems that they finished it post 24 but before 48. So if your emblems haven't dropped, then that's likely why. It's just a little bit buggy, but they're sorting that out. So, that being said, that is everything in the TWAB. Some changes I don't really understand why they're making so soon, but, they're sunsetting crafting materials, and it's just like sunsetting. Sunsetting was only active for, 2 seasons before they decided to kill it. And they didn't even if they kept adding weapons as they are now, a bunch of the new weapons they've been adding would have gone over the old, that's just me ranting. Because, I think sunsetting should have stayed at least one more season so Fell Winters couldn't be used. But, aside from that, my name is Matt Scorpion, and thank you for watching.
chances keep on passing